All right, everybody, welcome back. Great to see you in the new year. We're January 2024. Hope everybody had a great holiday. Happy New Year. We are going to dive in here and kind of wrap up the 2023 year, going over December, checking out some of the numbers and how they reflect for the year. Then we're going to be moving on here next month with 2024. We're going to see what's going on new coming in there. So keep an eye out on some things here. We're going to be doing some changes here. We're going to be making some improvements with it. We're actually going to be adding some different market reports in here. Some of the feedback I've gotten from people when I talk to them, they'd like to see kind of maybe some more specific property types like townhomes, things like that, maybe waterfront, a couple of things we're looking at. So we're going to be adding some of these reports. And also getting more in depth, kind of get hyper focused at more of a local area, something like that, like a Saratoga downtown area, get really in depth area on that one, or Albany rental, the type of thing. So we're going to be going over and adding some different market reports here and there. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out for that. So we got some good stuff coming down the road in 2024. I'm pretty excited about, and I think you're going to really get some great valuable information out of that too. But that being said, let's dive into our market report for this year here. Wrap up 2023. So we're going to go over the Capital District as a whole, and then we're going to come down and just break it down to a couple different areas as we always do here. So let me share my screen with you and get into this. What we've got up here right now, for those of you who are new to the channel, and this is your first time checking out, as we're going over, this is the Capital Region's market numbers in as a whole, everybody combined for single family properties here. And as we see, the first thing we're going to take a look at is active listings, which we got under 2,000 right now. We got 1,892, and you can see it's kind of dipped a little bit from the previous month of November, which November was our high for number of active listings for the year of 2023. So it's kind of come down a little bit. Not a huge surprise in December. We're seeing a dip. Holiday season, cold weather's coming in. People kind of buckling down a little bit. But we're going to see this hopefully within the next month or so. It's going to start swinging back up and get some more active listings. But it did come down a little bit. But all in all, if you look over here as far as the whole year of 2023 is concerned, we've got it all planned out for it. It's actually higher than it was last year at this time. So keep that in mind, that some active listings tend to be up here from what we're seeing year from last year at this time. Let's go over here. We're going to get rid of some of this activity here and just kind of really take a look in at our new listings. Our new listings has dropped 541 new listings. So not a huge surprise considering the time of year. Pendings have dropped as well. So this time of year, a little bit slower time in the market. But let's go over here and look what we got here. Average sales price, what I like to take a look at here, it dropped down. The average sales price for the Capital Region was $366,000 in November. It dropped down to $328,000 for the month of December. So another important number. Really want to keep an eye on this one here is the absorption rate, the amount. If no more properties were to come on the market, how long would it be until we had no more inventory? And we're looking at right here. It was almost 2.5 months. That would be, we took a dip right here. It's still over 2 months, a little over 2 months at 2.18 months. But again, take a look at this. It's still quite a bit higher than it has been over the rest of the year. So list to sold ratio, just under 100%. It was slightly under 100% the month before. But back in October, it was right at 100%, but it's just under. So they're getting 98% of what they're listing the price for. Days on the market is still about 3.5 weeks or so. So not doing bad right there. And the most active price range that we're looking at in this area as we come down and we take a look at our most sales occurred right here in that $300,000 to $400,000 range is where the biggest activity is at 188 sales for the month of December, followed by the 2 to 250, and then it looks like that 250 to 300. So that 2 to 300 range is pretty active, as well as the 3 to 400 range is active as well. Okay, so that's our Capital Region as a whole. Let's go through here and kind of check out some of the areas that we like to break things down to. So we're going to check out Saratoga Springs first for December 2023. What do we got going on new here with them? First off, our active listings are down 104 down from 119. So about 15 right there. We see it's going to drop. This is the second month in a row. It's coming off its high for the year, which was in October. As far as those listings are going, we got new listings is slightly down, 104 from 119. Pending listings is slightly down as well. So everything is kind of dipped a little bit for that month. We come right over here. Let's check out average sales price. Took quite a big dip here. We got 765,000, really kind of runs up to 766 back in November. December, it dropped down to 519. And now this, if you look at, interestingly enough, is the lowest it has been for Saratoga in 2023. So dropped right down. So not sure what could be causing that one. It looks like maybe some lower end properties, maybe some rehab projects, something like that. Sold, kind of brought that down a little bit, but that's something that's interesting. Let's keep an eye on that in the next coming months here. See if that trend continues or if we rebound and we bounce back up for that one. So absorption rate, we're at about just under 3 months, 2 3/4 months. List to sold ratio, they're getting 97.5%, so almost what they're actually asking for. Days on the market shot up right over here. So we're up over a month. We have not seen that in quite a while. Right over here. So it's been a few months that we've seen that, and that's the highest it's been in the last year for 2023. So that was a peak at that point. So we come down here. Where is the hottest selling point? You guessed it. 500 plus 15. That 3 to 399 area, we got 10 in that area that is sold. That came in second. We had 5 in this area right here. So still getting a good dollar for the homes it's selling in Saratoga Springs, but it looks like we got some other properties in here. This 3 to 300 range kind of counteracted that a little bit as far as bringing that average sales price down for Saratoga. Let's come in here and we're going to go to Albany. We're going to check Albany out next, the capital. And what do we got going on here for Albany? Let's get rid of these sold. It's a little bit cluttered here. Let's get rid of the pendings. Let's just look at the 2 for right now. Active listings 97, which is down from 114. So we're seeing that dip again here. Number of new listings dropped from 86 to 41. So quite a big drop in the number of new listings that came out for them. Pendings have slid down a little bit too, as you can see. Average sales price dropped from 303 to come down to 266. So yeah, so back in November, we had the high for the year as far as that at 303, but it did come back. It corrected a little bit to 266. Still higher than what we're seeing over here in the beginning of the month, first 4 months of 2023. It's still higher at this point. So again, something to keep an eye on, see where that trend is going with that price. That average sales price. Absorption rate dropped down to 1.5 months. List to sold ratio is down to 100. It was getting over almost 104% back in November. December was still over 100, but just slightly in that area. Days on the market looks like it's gone up slightly, still roughly about 2 weeks for days on the market. And our hottest sales point is at 3 to 399 with 16. Coming up next, the 200, the 250, and the 250 to 300 both got 14 in that area right there. So those are our hottest areas right there, that 2 to 400 range for the Albany area, single-family homes. So now let's come in here. We're going to come up and let's check out Clifton Park coming in next. Clifton Park. Get rid of these two so we can see this a little bit better. New listings is down to 14, which dropped from 34. So pretty decent drop right there. Active listings is at 44 right now, was at 53. So that came down about 20% for the active listings. Listing average sales price dropped as well from about 448 down to 425. 5. So that took a drop of about 25,000. And right over here, absorption rate is about a month and a half in the Clifton Park area. List to sold ratio was at 104%. Still over 100, still pretty healthy at 101% for Clifton Park. And days on the market is holding about steady, but they're going quick in that area. A little less than 2 weeks, week and a half or so that is popping up. So let's come down here and take a look. We got the hottest sales point, that 400 or 500 range is where most of those sales are coming in, with 15 for the last month. The second is over 500, which had 7. So that's our price point for Clifton Park. All right, let's come in here. Let's go to our next spot that we want to check out. We're going to go to Ballston Spa next. See this area. Now, Ballston Spa right next to it. Haven't always covered them. Kind of added them in there. Had some people asking about this area, so I wanted to make sure I hit it up and get those questions answered and make sure everybody's getting cover what they need to. So active listings we see is 28 down 24, so slightly, just a little bit, still a decent number. It's actually the lowest it's been if you look over the last 12 months here. New listings actually went off from 17 to 19, so couple right there, not that much, holding pretty steady, I would say, with the new listings coming in here. Average sales price 424, dropped a little bit to 406 for the average sales price for December. Absorption rate is still just over a month. It's dropped 4 months in a row here in Ballston Spa. The list of sales ratio went up. It was at 100 and almost 103 last month. Now in December, we're sitting there at 105. So getting good price for your homes in Ballston Spa. Something to keep that in mind. Days on the market has gone up just under a month for days on the market. And let's come down here and see where the biggest movers and shakers are going in here. Over 500,000, where 5 of them were sold in that range. The next is that 3 to 400 range, where we had 4 sales on that one. So moving on here, a couple more that we want to check on. Let's hit up. We're going to talk about Lake George next. All right, Lake George. I love this area to talk about because it's such a tourist area and stuff like that. It's great. You got such a mix. You got some $1 million houses here right on Lake George, which can be a lot of fun to look at and talk about. So, but right now, active listings 34, holding steady for the last couple months. Number of new listings has come down to 4. Again, it's a big tourist area. Also with the winter months, stuff like that, not a huge surprise to see that. Average sales price came from 628, dropping down to just under 500,000 for the average sales price. Absorption rate has gone up. It's over 5 months for the absorption rate, and they're getting 95% sold to list ratio. Days on the market is 72, so a little over 2 months for days on the market. And where is the hottest area that we're going here on this one? That 500 plus range. They got 3 sold in there. So there's not always a ton of sales when we go through and we check out Lake George. But I love the area, especially because of the tourist resort and stuff like that, that I just kind of like to take a look at those numbers, and they're fun to look at. So the next thing we're going to take a look at here is we're going to take a look at Glens Falls, and then we're going to wrap up with Queensbury and kind of take a look at Queensbury, see what their numbers are. So active listings 19, down from 21, so dipped a little bit, not a ton. We got a big drop in the number of new listings, 3, down from 15, so not a lot of new listings popped on the market here in the last month. Average sales price also dipped to 232, which was 250 before. Absorption rate, we're at about a month and 3/4 for the absorption rate here. List to sold ratio is at 96.5%. So, and days on the market has gone up. It's kind of steadily gone up over here over the last 4 months. So days on the market, it was a little over 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks roughly. And let's come on down here and see where is the biggest movers going in there. That 2 to 250 range. We had 7 sales in that area for the month of December. And then we had 2 from the 250 to 300, and then the 3 to 400, another 2 right there. So pretty affordable area with that 2 to 250 range being the hot spot for Glens Falls. So let's come in here. Queensbury, which looks like I forgot to put on my list here, December 23. Let's check this out, okay? Here we go. Active listings dropped down to 22 from 26, so kind of comes down a little bit. New listings, interestingly enough, went up. There was 12 new listings in November, 15 in December. Average sales price is down for the second month in a row, down to 340 from 377. Peaked right here in September at 575,000. Got the absorption rate took a hit, and it's come down to just over a month. The sold to list ratio drops under 100% to 98.5%. And then we got days on the market is about 2 weeks before we're getting them sold in Queensbury. And coming down here, let's check out where's the hot spot. It looks like we got wrapped up here. That 400 to 450 range had 4. The 250 to 300 had 4. And the 300 the 400 had 4, so it's kind of all it's high. I would have to say this, that if you figure we're doing $100,000 range here and $50,000 range in this one, if you add in the 250, making this $100,000 range, it looks like that's kind of got them beat by 1, but it's roughly close. You know, that would have 5, 4, and 4. So there is our area right there as far as the movers and shakers for Queensbury. So that's our market report. That's what we're covering here, wrapping up 2023. As always, if there's an area that you are interested in and I didn't cover it, send me a text message, email, something like that. Give me a phone call, even better. I'd love to talk about it. Give me a call, reach out to me, and I can even put together your own private video, email it out to you, or just kind of go over the numbers and get them and send them out to you so you know what you need to know about that area. So reach out and get a hold of me, and I'll be able to get that information for you. So we're wrapping up 2023. That's done. Remember, we got some new stuff coming in 2024. Some of the reports, we're going to expand it. That's coming. Keep an eye out. Subscribe to the channel so you're not missing out on that stuff. And again, if you got any questions, real estate related, anything like that, reach out, get a hold of me. Love to talk shop with you. Great. So listen, everybody, hope you had a great new year. Looking forward to 2024 and what's going to be coming as far as real estate is concerned. I'm excited. I think we're going to see some big changes coming in the months, especially as we get towards the warmer months here. So the numbers won't lie. We'll take a look at those every month here and kind of see where everything's at, where the market is heading. So we'll catch you guys later on the next video.